Hey guys, it has officially been 1 month since my surgery. I think it's technically like day 31 post-op. I did fill in my eyebrows and put on some mascara, but I still kind of look like crap. I just woke up not very long ago, so I kind of feel like I look a little poofy, but I wanted to show you guys how the bruises are looking. So they're pretty much almost gone. The thing that you're seeing now is there's these little swollen areas right there on both sides. I don't know what exactly causes that, but I'm hoping that it's just part of the healing process and that it will go down, because it seems like most of it has gone down around it. It's just right there, but it's like soft now. Before it used to be like really tough, so the swelling was just kind of like hard and tender. Now I can actually push on my cheeks and it's not feeling really tender. It feels like maybe there's a little bit of something going on right there still, but this was the one that was kind of numb underneath the eyelid on my underside. And so it stayed numb for quite a while, but it was also the one that was really, really bruised. I feel like it's still kind of too soon to tell what is going to be happening. So I think maybe a few more weeks, maybe another month. My next appointment won't be until November. So the end of November, that will be my 3-month appointment. And I think at that point, things will be looking pretty good. But once I put on makeup, it really doesn't look like anything crazy. I just wanted to show you guys without concealer and foundation. But I mean, who knows? Like I said before, I do have dark circles around my eyes normally. I was hoping that the fat transfer would help with the darkness along with the hollows, but it's still doing something. So I don't know exactly what it's doing. But to catch you guys up on the nose, it's been getting super, super itchy, which I feel like is probably just my nose trying to dissolve the stitches. They can take a couple of months to fully dissolve and go away from what I read. Some of them dissolve a lot faster, but as I've been cleaning them over like because I have to, words. So I've already shown you guys that I have to clean my nose every single day with the hydrogen peroxide and then apply the ointment. And I also have to rinse it out with a saline solution. I've still been doing that every single day, twice a day. And so when I clean around, I have had pieces of stitches come out over the past month. So just at random times, I showed you guys the first stitch that I saw fall out, but I don't know if that just dissolved or if it was like attached to something, I don't know. But like the past couple nights, it's just gotten super itchy. So it's like kind of red underneath just because it just feels a little bit irritated. Not necessarily right in the middle. Oh, I just poked my nose. But like more like on the inside, on the sides. Also, yesterday there was a fruit fly in my house and it kept flying at my face, probably because I was holding my phone or something, I don't know, but it flew at my face and I totally swatted my nose. It's really hard to be careful and not hit yourself in the face. You'd think it would be easy, but you'd be surprised. So I've swatted myself a couple times. Like, I'm still trying to be careful, but I'll show you guys the close-up of like what's going on underneath and what it's looking like. I feel like the tip has dropped a tiny bit already. It is still swollen and it does still feel pretty tough. So that I know is going to be changing. Sorry, Elvis is trying to find more food, but I've been trying to limit his food because he's eating too much. And now he's staring me down, wanting me to... Can I help you? Like, he just holds that stare. Like, he's literally gonna be staring at me until I give him some more food. I just fed him an hour ago, so right now he's just being fat and wanting more food when he doesn't really need it. But I try to split up between like 3 times a day for him, but I've been measuring it out because he started to get a little bit heavy. Like, I'm pretty sure he gained a whole pound, and for a 4-pound dog, that's like 1/4 of his weight. So I had to start measuring his food because I used to just let him eat whenever he wanted, but they warned me that he would probably put on weight once I got him fixed, and he started to definitely poof up kind of fast. And so he's not liking his diet at all, but I've also been feeding him canned food mixed with his regular dry food, so I feel like it might be like more dense and nutritious. And if you hear him growling, he does that to try to get my attention too. So like, instead of whining, he growls. Like, he'll growl at me. It's just... So anyway, so yeah, so there's from the side, this side, and from underneath. Like, this nostril's still looking a little bit flatter than this one. It was kind of the gimpier looking one to begin with. This is the side that also has the scar. So I don't know what happened during the surgery that this one ended up a little bit off from this one. This one didn't scar. It healed really well. It was rounder. Either way, as it's healing, it's getting better. I no longer feel, Elvis, stop. I no longer feel like the inside of my nostrils are super swollen. They were kind of feeling that way. Like before, I mentioned that it just felt swollen on the inside and there was barely any air getting through when I would breathe. But maybe I'm just getting used to it. I don't know, because I know the swelling is still there because I can tell when I push on everything. Because usually, I mean, you can feel the cartilage in your nose. If you rub it, it like moves around, and this feels pretty tough. It doesn't feel like it would move around very much. So not that I'm allowed to push on it or anything. Everything feels a lot tougher. I can tell that it's healing pretty well, because before everything was super sensitive, like right around here. And it still kind of is. Like when I put on eye cream, I have to be careful I don't tug on the skin, because when it pulls like that, it felt like it was like pulling apart from like everything that was healing. So I'm pretty sure it's pretty healed up now because it's not doing that anymore. Oh, and underneath, well, I still have those little stitches poking out, and they're also on the inside. So that there was one on this side that was so aggravated, and so it was really itchy and red. And whenever I would touch the stitch, it felt like a really sharp poke. So imagine like the angriest hair inside your nose that is just like, that would make like your eyes water. It's like that. If you were like plucking it in slow motion or something. It made me want to just grab tweezers and pull on it so bad and just get it out of there, but like obviously you're not supposed to do that. And so I got some scissors and I was trying to trim it again. Now I had tried to trim it before, but my scissors were too thick, and I showed you guys. I never bought the thinner bladed type scissors, so I wasn't able to get a closer trim. But today when I was messing with it, I was able to get it to like fold out a little bit further, and that way I could trim it. And when I was doing that, I accidentally pulled the scissors away while I was just like holding onto the stitch and didn't actually trim it through, because every tiny little twitch of your hand, you're gonna feel it because it's such a small thing. So just like when they were pulling out the stitches right here, if her hand was shaking or she pulled, that's what happened. So obviously it just happens, you know. And so when I was doing it to myself, I did the exact same thing. I accidentally pulled without it actually trimming all the way through, and that hurt. Like that just felt like just the same thing, but like, oh my gosh, but it was more self-inflicted at that point. But I actually got it trimmed back pretty good, because before there was a lot more little white hairs showing. I'm sure you guys know from probably the last video that I did of the close-up, which was probably just a few days ago, and it was looking exactly like that. And I had to go to my immigration interview with my stitches kind of showing like that, but I like packed on my concealer underneath and was hoping that they wouldn't be very noticeable. So pretty much that's the close-up for now, and I think there hasn't really been anything else other than the fact that everything just itches, and my skin's been breaking out a lot, but that's probably just between me and the different like cleaning products I've been using. I don't know, it's just my skin had been angry. But actually today it's looking a little bit better. But the past couple days it was kind of like, and probably the makeup, I hadn't worn makeup for like a month, so then all of a sudden I started wearing foundation and it wasn't liking that. But I have to, because I still have to cover up the dark circles and a little bit of purplish bruising swollenness that I have going on. I don't know what it's doing, but I really hope it goes away. I am gonna get ready and go to this store today, and oh, there's still painted lady butterflies flying around. They've still been migrating through Colorado, so they're still all over the place. As soon as it warmed up, it was cold for the past couple days, but I see them flying around all over my backyard right now. But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so I'm gonna go to the store and I'm gonna buy some food, and hopefully I'll probably get some coffee or something, because I feel like I'm being very boring right now. Okay, so I got some makeup on, and this camera just makes me look yellow. I think I need to stop recording with this and start recording with something else. I'll probably start recording with my iPhone. But so my nose keeps dripping. It's not out of the ordinary for me. My eyes water a lot. They're very sensitive to like light, air conditioning, all of that. So then it makes my eyes water, and then my nose will just sit there and drip. So I have been like carrying around a tissue just because it's like water just constant like little drip out my nose. But then I feel like I just look like I'm walking around with a plague walking through the store because like I tried not to touch anything just because I felt like I was like that gross person with like a Kleenex, and like I don't want to touch food too much. So that's probably just mainly in my head. But if I saw somebody else doing that, I would totally be like, ugh, you know. But that's why you always wash your food before you eat it. I forget it's the weekend. I don't like going anywhere on the weekends because it's just a madhouse. Like even living up in the mountains, everyone lives up in the mountains now. So there's just like so many people, or they're going up to like see the leaves, or they're still camping or whatever. Like there's just so many people. Okay, back into the house. Elvis is super excited that we're home. I'll talk to you guys in a bit. I'm gonna finish emptying out the groceries.